Hi all! Everything in my video is pulled from the public domain, and I am using them under the Fair Use, Fair Dealings guidelines. Everything I say is my own opinion. You should look into this information for yourselves, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Hi, you guys. Well, there is so much going on. It would be a long video, but what I'm going to do is cut this into two separate videos. I actually could cut it into three, but I'm not going to do that. But I'm not going to make it this long, super long video either, because I can't stand those, and I don't do 30-minute long videos. I just don't. So we're going to cover three things in this video. I hope I don't get off topic. Topic number one is the way Harry and Meghan tried to insert themselves into what was going on in New York. Topic number two is the fact that they're taping for Netflix. That's pretty obvious. And topic number three is their visit to a very poor school in Harlem. Let's go. So we're going to start with some housekeeping items. This person called Olivia Finch Hamilton wrote on my last video and said that I am not fair and I never give supporting evidence and I just want to show Meghan for being, just in a bad light. She completely let off that I always show you guys photos, videos, and documentation of anything that I'm saying. Forget the fact that I clearly say at the beginning that this is my thoughts and my opinion, but okay, whatever. And she clearly said she's not going to watch me anymore, and I'm pushing people to believe hateful stuff. So as I said on my channel when you wrote that, I'm sorry you feel that way, and we'll miss you. Bye-bye. Here is somebody on Twitter who totally understood what I was saying. It was a total missed opportunity, that it would have been great to see her embrace the weight gain instead of trying to cover it up with the outfits and the jackets, and just show everybody that you can be a bigger person and still look fabulous. But it was a missed opportunity. She had a real opportunity to say to people, look, I'm 40 years old. Maybe she's in early menopause. I went into menopause at age 40. Maybe she took IVF treatments. Maybe she's taking bipolar meds, whatever. She had the chance to say you don't have to be a size 2, but she wants people to think she is. That's something she could have done that really I think she would have been applauded for. Women all over the world would have stood up and said, you know what? That's fabulous. But no, she didn't do it. So I was not making fun of her. I was not shaming her. I was simply pointing out that she had a real opportunity there and she just let it pass her by. Alrighty, moving on. Okay, enough of that. Let's move on. So as I told you guys, they went to the 9/11 memorial. They made sure the photographers were there. I already showed you the videos. And I kept wondering, why did they do that? And then this came up. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. It was the 76th UN General Assembly that was convened in New York with over 300 heads of state, ministers, and delegations from 120 plus member states and international organizations, and they went to the 9/11 memorial to pay tribute to the victims. So as soon as that was over, then Harry and Meghan decided to go to the 9/11 memorial and pay tribute themselves. And for those who were wondering, no, they were not invited to attend any of this. And I'm sure you all remember from my last video that after that, they went and had a meeting with the UN ambassador. It was a super short meeting that only lasted 40 minutes total, including pictures and introductions. And of course, a tweet was immediately put out afterwards. I believe this was set up by Sunshine Sachs. And then they had another meeting and Chelsea Clinton was there. Notice that they have signs in front of them letting everybody know who they are. Nobody else has a sign. Notice as they're leaving, they have file folders which are busting with papers as if they had something really important to tell them. The next day, they went back to the United Nations to meet with UN Deputy Secretary General Amina Mohammed. Now, initially, it was reported that they were meeting Secretary General Antonio Guterres, which of course turned out to be absolutely wrong. And again, notice the file folder with the papers just busting out because they have such important things to discuss. Props are important after all. Now remember, they were not invited to any of the major meetings by the 400 and something people that were actually there for the big meeting that was going on with the UN General Assembly. They simply got themselves a couple of high-profile meetings for 30 minutes, and then they left. And everybody was wondering, what is going on here? It was very obvious they were trying to insert themselves, but the question was why? What was happening? And of course, I put out a video, why is she wearing these heavy coats in 85-degree weather? And then it came out. They're doing a Netflix documentary. We had already heard before that they were doing a Netflix documentary, A Fly on the Wall, right? Look to the left here as they're going through the 9/11 memorial, and there's the Netflix guy taking photos. They're using the 9/11 memorial as a photo op, which I just find so distasteful and so disgusting. But I think they realize the world isn't taking them seriously, so they're going to try to change their minds. Here's the photographer waiting for them as they come outdoors to say goodbye to everybody and get in their car. They're making sure that they get every move they make, right? So they probably, have I not said before, they've probably got microphones on under their clothes. Here's the same Netflix photographer taking photos of them or camera shots of them as they leave the UN building. So if you now put that whole taping and Netflix thing aside, you sit back and go, oh, look at this. Meghan and Harry are going to a school in Harlem, a very poor school, 94% there get free meals. And what does she do? She wears $7,500 worth of clothes, not including the jewelry. Again, very tone deaf. It was just, you don't do that when you have super poor people. Anyway, she sat down to read her book. Here's a video of how it went.
You'll sit on this bench as his giving tree. Some days he may cry, perched there on the moon. He'll feel happiness, sorrow.
For those of you who didn't see it or catch it, if you look on the ground, she brought books for all the kids, probably from the closet at home where we already know that she has a lot of books that didn't sell. And she probably took 1,000 for herself to do this exact same thing. The next thing that happened was Harry decided that he was going to start hugging the kids as they were leaving. Remember, this is COVID. The parents can't even go into the school. And here's what happened. And please also note, as you're watching this, the photographers and the videographers that are capturing all of this. Sure hope they got parental permission. Now, for those of you who didn't catch it, Harry was actually very rough with the kids at the end and literally shoved them off. Now, I have a video of it closer up to show you, but I had to remove the sound because there was some guy on there cursing like a sailor. But anyway, here's the video. Just watch this. Now it was time for them to leave, and there was a guy across the street with a megaphone yelling at him. Now let me just say, I don't agree with what this man said at all, but I'm leaving it in there to show you guys. Okay, here we go.
Your body's toxic load. No vaccine mandate. 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 No vaccine mandate.
We love you, Harry.
This is when things start to get interesting, because when people looked back at the photos of Harry sitting talking with the kids, they noticed there was a wire coming out of his pocket. So Harry was basically taping everything the kids were saying, everything the students were saying. I don't know how legal that is. And interestingly enough, here's another photo of the wire coming out of his pocket. And when he was asked about it, kind of like the pinky ring where they just didn't make a comment or what they said was a lie and then they were caught in the lie. When this was seen and a Sussex person was asked, first they had no comment and then they said it was footage for the Archewell archives. Yeah, I have an island I want to sell you people. This went on the next day, I might add. There's the same guy with the camera. I mean, it's obvious that this is going to be Netflix footage. Now, the other thing that somebody suggested to me is that they're trying to show the Queen that they're not just sitting in their house doing Zoom calls, that they're actually working and they've got boots on the ground. And by the way, this is all taking place during the 5 months of maternity leave that they were supposed to be taking because the baby's only 3 months old and they left both kids behind. Yeah, very interesting to me, but okay, let's go on. When they were done at the school, they went to a Harlem restaurant that is already associated, I might add, with Archewell. And Archewell made a $25,000 donation to its COVID relief fund. And they had chicken with waffles for dinner. Now, as they were leaving, once again, that wire, that microphone, was seen sticking out of Harry's pocket. I'm telling you, they had better have gotten permission from all these people because that is such lawsuit material. You're not allowed to tape people without their permission. All right, next up, people went absolutely nuts. The comments went nuts, and I had to put some of them up there, like this one. Weren't they supposed to be working to highlight other people and their causes? Instead, everything they've done has been about them. And that's spot on, because after all, what they were doing was taping for a Netflix special, so it was about them. It wasn't really philanthropic in any way. Andrew Pierce pointed out that she wore all that outfit to the school for deprived children in New York and how wrong that was. Lulu LA pointed out that they were trying to spin the narrative that they're meeting with world leaders when the truth is they only met one deputy member. But we're supposed to look at how important and influential they are. And I do agree with her. We can see through the media spin. And of course, it was pointed out that Omid's tweets were wrong. The British ambassador had to get involved to say they don't represent the UK in any form. I don't blame them for doing that either. Bookworm pointed out that those children are going to need trauma counseling. I completely agree. Finally, Baroness Buck pointed out that this mock tour has been a mix of fake philanthropy, business networking, and shameless self-promotion, which I completely agree with. I completely agree with this article that, when Harry and Meghan tried to set up a separate court in the UK and they were told no by the Queen, now they're trying to set one up here in the United States. That's pretty obvious. But most United States people aren't putting up with it. I mean, I'm not. The majority of the people in the United States don't even know who these two are, but those of us who do are so disgusted by the way they use the 9/11 memorial. Nobody's ever done that before. It's just shameful. And finally, I'm going to leave you with a Sunshine Sachs article that was put out saying that Meghan's red, oversized, ridiculous outfit is an iconic look and people are all over the world are going to try to copy it. Oh my God, I pray not. Now, what do you guys think about their visit through New York now that you know that everything and everywhere they go is being taped for Netflix? What do you guys think about them attempting to interject themselves because they were not invited to the UN General Assembly? So they decided to go to New York while they're on maternity leave, no less, because that's when it was going on, and try to have meetings with influential people to get their names out there. What do you guys think about them going to that school in Harlem and reading to the kids and then hugging them and all the stuff that went on? And what do you think about Harry wearing a wire? Personally, I'm now believing that the jackets Meghan was wearing have nothing to do with the weight issue. I'm beginning to think that's where the equipment was hiding. She was unable to hide the equipment where she was taping people. That's what I'm beginning to really believe. Don't forget to leave your comments below. Oh my God, I can't wait to read them for this one. Don't forget you can email me. Don't forget you can follow me on Twitter. Don't forget about my coffee fund. And as always, you guys, have a great day.